Welcome back. This is Business Morning on Channels Television. I am Bolaji Akinwale. You can join me on Twitter by sending in your comments and questions at BizMorning. You can tweet at me at BizMorning. You can send in your questions as we try as much as possible to be able to answer them on the program. Okay, we've now been joined by Mike Itegbuje. He is the former president of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. Thank you, Mr. Itegbuje, for coming on the show.
Thank you, Bolaji.
Well, before we begin our conversation with Mr. Itegbuje, let's now listen to this report compiled by one of our correspondents, taking a look at the slide in the equities market.
In 12 trading sessions, the equities market lost about 13.42%. These losses have been linked to the impact of oil prices fall and some domestic factors that have warranted noticeable sell-down by foreign investors.
The major factor that affected us was the plunge in the oil price. Now, basically, the market responds to fundamental events and political issues as well.
The Business Development Director of the exchange, Haruna Jallo Waziri, explains that foreign participants remain the net buyers of shares in the market.
On the purchases side, the foreign investors are still doing 57.86% over the last 1 month, compared to the sales side, which they're doing 55.89%, which means that there is a difference of something close to 4% in terms of net of buying than net of selling. So they're buying more than they're selling. The same thing with the PFAs. The PFAs are buying more by almost 4.74% in terms of purchases compared to what is being sold.
So what is the intervention plan of the exchange in a market that stands currently at a negative of 19.61%?
The things that we can do are more like talk to investors, send bulletins, things like inform them that the World Federation of Exchanges has admitted Nigeria into it, so which means less due diligence by investors coming into Nigeria.
The behavior of equities in the last remarkable session are that of reaction to the foreign and local forces on the market. But one parallel that can be drawn is the fact that there is stability in the volume of equities being traded, an indication that there could be some form of correction in the pipeline. From the Nigerian stock markets, Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
Now, that was a report by Temple. And President Goodluck Jonathan on Monday advised all oil-producing countries to cooperate more and work together in order to overcome the current challenge of falling crude oil prices. Now, President Jonathan made the suggestion while granting orders to Angola's new ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Estaquio Kubato, who was at the presidential villa in Abuja to present his letter of credence to the president. So all of those issues around having to increase oil output and, of course, create the market for it is one way or the other been affecting the Nigerian economy. And Mike Itegbuje, we're going to start on that note in terms of the impacts of falling oil prices. Now, it's not just affecting one section of the economy. We're seeing the ripple effect now. The stock market is not out of it, is not immune rather to this. And we're seeing issues with the banking sector too, and we have money market issues, a whole lot of issues being addressed. But let's take a look at what's going on in the market right now. What do you think is the real situation?
You know, when the international community sneezes, all markets catch cold. And that's one of the fallouts of an exchange that was not internationalized becoming international. Nigerian Stock Exchange is international, and therefore it cannot be shielded from the vagaries of fluctuations in the international economy. And since oil is a major commodity in the international community, anytime the prices of oil are affected negatively, it has impacts on the economy of that nation, and it also has impact on the commodities that are traded in the exchanges, especially the petroleum companies. You will realize that most of them have been losing prices as well. Then people are afraid of the impact of these falling prices on the foreign reserve of the nation. If we have falling prices, it means that the revenue that accrues to the country from oil revenue will be lower than budgeted and expected. And in the process, there'll be less to put in the foreign reserve. So we'll be called upon to take some of our reserve in order to meet the shortfall in budget. So all of this put together have an impact on the economy. And since the capital market is a major factor in the economy, it's among the first to receive shocks. And then when you realize that domestically, there have been policies that seem to affect the market as well. For instance, there was a time AMCO had to sell down in order to meet its obligation for the first phase of this bond. And then the CBN also came up with a new policy in the process. So all of these put together would put some anxiety in the hearts of investors, whether local or international. And those anxieties, of course, have their effect on the market because people will say, well, I don't know what the direction is going to be. Either I wait and see or sell and take the best gain I can get right now before something worse happens. But again, those are issues that are neither here nor there, because as soon as there's a turnaround, if for instance the oil price is also turn around today, a lot of things can also change.
So until the oil prices begin to move up, we may continue to see this happen?
No, we should also expect that people should look at the other side of it. If the market is going down, are there no opportunities? There are big opportunities.
Are investors keying into these opportunities? Because
that's what I'm saying.
The panic is there. One can feel it. One can see it through the numbers that
for
we
a few days.
Few days. All through last week, the market was in the red.
Yes, all through last week.
And in one particular day, it lost as much as 4%, even more.
But you know, on Friday, things turn around midway in the trading, because something that was over 4% finally closed at 3.70%, a loss. But you see, that day a lot of people saw there's value in this market. Why don't we take advantage of it? People should begin to see that in a market, when there is an upside and which prices are going up, people make money. When also there's a downside and prices are falling, people should also take advantage and make money. It's both ways. So you see, we always think in Nigeria that it's only when prices are going up that people make money. No. When prices are falling, it's a bigger opportunity to make money. Because all you need to do, look, hey, what's his name? Warren Buffett said that when people are selling, that's when he buys. And when people are buying, that's when he sells. And we should begin to look at it from that perspective that, the market is going down. Somebody with cash somewhere, somebody with money can say, look, let me take advantage, let me buy now and sell when everybody is now in a hurry to buy. So people should not wait. You see, the oil issue creates an opportunity that can be bad and can be good. So we should look at it on the other side. What is the good side of this opportunity? Is it not opportunity for government to even to re-examine its spending pattern and look at, what are the options we can take? Is it an opportunity for government to say, look, let us create a commodity market that is hinged on oil in Nigeria. Why don't we have an energy commodity exchange? We can. And we can't develop that. So the whole of this produces opportunities that all of us have to begin to look at. And that's the way we should begin to think in Nigeria, especially for the investors. We should not look at the market from that parochial aspect that was saying, unless when the prices are going up, that everything is fine. It's not correct.
I'd like us to look at the issue of valuations now. Do you think that the market is undergoing price correction in any way in terms of some stocks that could be overvalued? And so this slide is creating an opportunity for investors to now see the true value, the real value of some stocks on the market.
First, at the point we were quarreling that the prices were too high, and then the market corrected itself. And gradually we find undervalued stocks. And as they were picking up, they have not even reached their potential when this happens. So it's not a correction, it's still undervaluing. You know, a company like Seplat has a P ratio of less than 3. What does that tell you? Plenty of value in it. The dividend yield is going to be fantastic. But you see, people are not looking at that. They say, people are dumping, people are selling, so I must sell too. No, but look at the value. Or look at the First Bank. What is the P ratio? It's less than 5. So for many of these companies, right now, they are undervalued. So it's not a question of, correction. They need to people need to see the opportunities, the big value in this. I mean, why not if you were to buy a First Bank at less than 10 naira? You know what it means in dollar terms? Less than 10 naira is how many cents? And First Bank is bigger than many banks that are selling for $1, $2 plus. And here's an opportunity for you to buy something for less than 10 cents. Come on, is that no value?
I'd like us to look at the issue of foreign investors. We heard from the report that we played earlier on that foreign investors are still the net buyers of our stocks. So, and the fact that some of them are beginning to pull out should raise some kind of concern for our market. For how long do you think that we will see this happen, and how do we fill in the space that have been created by this net buyers?
For us in the capital market, and especially the stockbroking community, a stock exchange is not built on foreign investors. It's built by local investors. The domestic investors in Nigeria must take control of this market, because they should be in a position to say, well, if any foreigner is dumping or having problems selling, we'll be able to absorb it. So we need to develop the local capacity. Our Nigerians must come back to the market. Nigeria must see the value that the foreigners are seeing. The foreigners see big value in this market. That's why they are coming and coming and coming. They will go and come. You see, when they see, okay, now the oil is giving them opportunity to withdraw some of, because they believe that there's a problem with there's going to be a problem with foreign exchange in Nigeria. And this is a good opportunity for them to move their money out to safer havens. Not because of the market, but because of the exchange. So, but when we get to the point where, look, they are saying, I'm going out because of foreign exchange, there should be Nigerians who are saying, we are going to buy it. Buy this stuff.
But do we have those Nigerians who are taking position now?
We have Nigerian institutions that can absorb. First, AMCON can go back and buy a lot of the stocks. They have the capacity. PFAs have the capacity. Right now, PFAs are just doing, on the average, 12% of what the law allows them to do in the market. So if they up their game and take advantage of the opportunity, it's going to make a difference. And then we cannot say it's because of foreigners. No, they play their role, but Nigerians must invest in Nigeria.
Do you think the AMCON will want to do this? Because AMCON was established to buy the debt assets of some ailing banks. That's an asset now. Do you think they want to go into the issue of portfolio investment now?
Why can't they? AMCON has, number one, they have one of the largest portfolio of equities in Nigeria. And so if there is a diminution in value, they are going to be more affected. But here's an opportunity for them to say, look, these prices are now low, why don't we buy more? And then when the prices go up again, our value will increase. So they have the capacity, they have the money, they have the resources, and they can do it. They can purchase these shares and develop, because AMCON is a rescue organization. And this is an opportunity for them to rescue, if you like,
the financial markets in general, not just the banking.
Exactly. So this is an opportunity for them to look at the capital market and say, hey, what can we do to not only help the market, but to also help our own organization? Because one of these is they are going to exit, but they should exit profitably, and this is opportunity for profit for them.
But do you think they can do that without the regulators coming into this right now, in terms of allowing them to?
The regulator cannot say they should not buy shares. They are like any institutional investor. They are institutional investors, so they can come in. It's only they, and that is their board that will say, look, hey, we have funds here. How much of it can we use? Then determine how, and I'm sure if an AMCON comes with 50 billion, the market they will be better off.
So AMCON should come on board.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like us to look at the issue of market makers. Where are they? Are they really working? Are they having any impact on the markets? Because the issue of liquidity always comes into focus when the market is sliding, especially at this moment. Do you think that they are really doing what they should be doing?
Market makers require funding. External, that's third-party funding. It's not they who should always be funding, because they have limited funds. That's why there has to be credit for the capital market. You understand me? There has to be credit for the capital market that these market makers can access to play the game of market
But
makers.
where would that come from?
The banking sector is awash with naira. From what CBN is saying, this is an opportunity for the banking sector to look at creative ways of saying, hey, how do we fund these market makers to make, if CBN says, look, all that we can pay interest on is 7.5 billion, the excess money that is zero, why don't they channel that to another sector that is profitable? And this is a good opportunity for bankers to sit down with market makers and provide credit that will fund this market and will make them effective and they will make them play their role more effectively.
Okay, I'd like us to hold your thought for a minute. Mike Itegbuje, former president of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. We're going on a break. We'll be right back.